Hello, hopefully everything's working. Okay, YouTube's going yellow. Let's see, will YouTube go red? Or not red, green. Okay, it looks like everything should be working. See if anyone else were joining the mix. Today we're gonna be trying to get to the end of this, hopefully. So, everyone who likes Trivia Murder Party should quickly hop on board. Because hopefully we'll get to the end of this, maybe. I need a beer to lean back. There we go. Now lock. Up! Awesome! Butter Block is here. Nice for you to be able to join. Hello! Let's see, I think we need 3 people to start. Nope, only 2, so we could start. Actually, I think it's 1, now that it comes to my mind. So we could start anytime you want. You are first. You are definitely the first. Well, I'm the first, but I'm before all. So if you want, we can get started. If not, I'm gonna wait at least until 5 minutes stream time. If it's been streaming for 5 minutes, then we'll get started. But if anyone wants to quickly hop on in and us rush in, we can. Just the more people, the higher chance we actually get to the end of this thing. I just realized I'm facing the screen that has the game on, but like the screen I put input is all the way over to the other side, so I'm gonna have to turn my chair. There we go. I need to get like a nice footrest under my desk. That'd be so much better. Okay. 45 gunners here. Awesome. Will 45 gunner jump in? Oh yeah, I've been catching up on them. I feel like YouTube's getting paranoid again, which is gonna make it tight for the next 3 to 4 months. We're gonna enter 2019 like we exited 2017, I think. Hopefully it doesn't become a theme, but it's common. YouTube always they have the issue that they are a very well-known and consistently used content platform. So they're in the eyes of many people, and they don't have really control of what people are doing. Yeah, they're basically going the child's protection content where like they are getting scary, and they recently put in an announcement that if you're a producer of content, they basically said they still own you, and if they so choose, they can just shut your channel down, remove all your videos, make you no longer exist on the platform. And I'm just like, yay. Good thing I'm not famous or anything. It's not the biggest risk. I guess I'd just go into more game design practice. Practice some more game designs. I think we need one more. If one ever comes, then we start. You want to start with 4? I think we can start, I believe, as low as 1. So if you want, we could start right now. I was thinking of starting because it's already 5 minutes in, but if you guys want to hold up and wait for another, we can. I highly recommend making that more efficient and like sharing. Oh, too late. Somebody else came. There's nothing wrong with you doing here with games on YouTube. So there's nothing imperatively wrong. I'll start this up as I discuss this. Ultimately, there is nothing wrong. You are correct. The issue is...
The local residents familiar with the
Hello, the gamer.
history know it simply as the Murder Hotel.
Okay, I think we all know this game, so... So there's nothing wrong with what I do on YouTube, but
This is your wake-up call.
the
Prepare
issue
to
is
die.
YouTube could just remove you like
Welcome
that.
to Trivia Murder Party. Your free spa weekend was a lie, luring you into this deadly trivia game. Only one of you will survive. I'm running a hotel and killing people. I've achieved work-life balance. Alright, first question. What's the title of Langston Hughes' famous poem that begins, "What happens to a dream deferred"?
I have no clue.
Use your device to answer the question.
I have no clue. I don't even know that first line.
And the correct answer is... Who got the question right?
Well, the gamer knew.
The rest of you, come with me. Welcome to Room 101. It's non-smoking. A game of telephone. I'm giving each of you a telephone, but I only have 2 phone numbers. Dial one of these numbers on your rotary phone before anyone else, or you die. You should be thankful I'm not making you pay for this call with quarters.
Okay. Dang it! Messed that up. Oh, I didn't realize the
I'm
numbers
just
on the
about to
top.
cut the phone line.
Well,
If the line is dead, then you're dead too.
that was great. We did so good.
You're not going anywhere. You're a ghost now, but you have options. Keep playing and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game.
So how a
Also,
rotary
there's
phone
a
works is when you put your
If
finger
they
in,
survive,
you rotate it
die.
all the way out
Hot
into
tip,
that middle
you can join the
hook,
audience at any time.
and that reads the number, and then you wait for it to spin all the way back and do it again.
Let's keep moving. Which of these people patented a ballet shoe? If you're in the audience, you need to answer too.
Oh yes, it is extremely hard to do on a computer. I almost had the first one right.
This.
Wow, none of us got that one.
Everyone is wrong. Follow me. Welcome to room 217.
Okay, there you go. My numbers didn't look right there. We have 2 people in the audience
Drop
and
down
3
this
additional
board
people
and
in
try
the
to
game.
avoid the death zones. Someone needs to pick which slots are death zones. Hey, you. Pick the landing slots that kill.
Okay. Not
Okay.
bad, not bad. You
Let
can
the
do
games
this.
Begin. Pick a spot to drop from.
Come on.
Physics.
No!
Give it up for the Death Zone.
Ah, I'm sorry, I killed
Oh
him.
crap! You all died too early. Bummer.
Luckily, we got our second chance.
Hold on. You're not supposed to get a do-over if you die before getting to the final round. I better report this huge bug to QA. Anyway, it's time for the next question. Here's a question only 19th century millionaires should know. Which part of a hot air balloon is technically called the envelope? Who picked this?
Yay, I'm correct.
One of you is still alive.
I'm a millionaire from the
I wanna
19th
show you
century.
something.
That's right, I do YouTube now.
Math! It's back, baby! Do as much math as you can before time runs out. Everyone else will be playing along. If any of them do better than you, you'll die. Let's go!
Well, I
How's
suck at
that
this right
math
now.
going, Matthew McConaughey? Only time for one or two more bits of math.
I'm so lucky I wasn't playing that. I would
Oh,
have
you're one of
died.
those people, huh? Being raised in this murder hotel wasn't all it's cracked up to be. Sure, there was a pool, but there were a lot of corpses in it. Let's try another one. Who wrote The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde? Who picked this?
No one.
Everyone is wrong. It's time. I'm giving you the laziest gift of all. A scratch ticket. Scratch and find $3 to live. If you keep scratching, I'll give you cash for every $sign you find. But if you scratch off even one skull, you die. Get to scratching. We know what a losing ticket means.
Well.
You really squandered that second chance. You won't get a third.
Okay, we do have some people, so let me go back and pick some people up. Whew! So close, the game almost got me on lead. Scams here. Board, 45 gunner. Anyone else? Jesus! I'm so glad you stopped by to watch my stream tonight. Ah, it's so great. I know you have a busy schedule and everything. Let's begin. Since we got new people, I don't know if they know the overall rules.
The infamous hotel
several generations until close. In unrelated news, the Trivia Murder Party killer is still on the loose. Up next, I'm being held against my will.
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. There is no social mixer in our hotel ballroom. You've been lured into a murderous game of trivia. Only one of you will survive. And then we'll discover who the true killer is. Just kidding, it's me. It's definitely me. Okay, first question. What has the most calories?
Ooh, most calories.
Use your device to answer the question.
What if I've gunner?
And the correct answer is... Who got the question right?
Only one person!
The rest of you.
Oh my
Time for consequences.
gosh!
And here are your bags. Welcome to room 105. It's the mind meld. Type in an answer that fits this category. Everyone else will answer too. And if anyone matches you, you die. And I do mean anyone.
There we go.
Now, let's see if there are any matches.
Dang
You
it!
should have picked a less guessable answer if you wanted to stay alive.
I kept trying to spell another one, but apparently I kept spelling it wrong.
We're not done with you yet. You're a ghost now. Keep playing and you just might
Not
steal
Link, I
someone
wasn't
else's
trying to
life
spell
force and win
Link.
the
I was a
game.
little bit more intelligent of that. I think I was trying to spell Pac-Man,
Let's keep moving.
but it might be not
What is
out
the
of
cop
the
on the go to
original
jail
or
space on
whatever.
Monopoly board depicted doing?
Scamming Jesus. Yeah, scamming Jesus.
Picked
There we go.
this.
Everyone knows
Well,
their
didn't want that to
Monopoly.
happen. Let's try another one. Which of these instruments does Dr. Teeth, the bandleader from The Muppet Show, play?
Well, you at least are a very good guesser then.
Picked this. The rest of you, come with me. Welcome to room 227. Ah yes, tattoos.
Uh-oh,
Create
somebody's
a tattoo
gonna
on my back by
die.
drawing on your device.
And move my mic real quick.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, harder.
There we go. Aww, and so many hearts.
Ah. Yeah.
I don't know what one of the people are doing.
Ah. I kind of feel dangerous now. I mean, more dangerous. Now vote for your favorite design. The artist with the fewest votes will die.
I voted.
Vote already.
I don't care if you're B or not.
What did we decide? I will not let this tattoo define me.
Oh,
Time
wow.
for me to pay
Body
back.
boy or body box. I am shocked that you won that one.
I had some good times growing up in this terrifying hotel. I would kill to feel like that kid again. Which is sort of the whole premise for this game, I guess. Let's keep moving. In the beautiful word slaughter, what's the term for the unpronounced letters GH?
We'll find out very soon. We will find out very soon. Once Scam and Jesus choose.
Time's running out.
We're running out of time.
Who picked
Or Jesus, sorry.
this?
Woo! I knew
The rest
my
of you are still
pronunciations.
I want to show you something. It's time to bring out the chalices.
It's a game of luck,
I've given
everyone.
each safe player a poison pellet. Pick a chalice to drop your poison in.
Let's see. It's all about luck. And Jesus isn't even there to give you a hand. But I think
Pick a
Jesus
chalice
has to
already.
choose.
It sounds like we didn't get everyone's poison pellets in the chalices. I guess I'll have to add a few of my own. Now it's your turn to play.
Uh-oh.
Pick a chalice to drink from. Drinking from a cup with a poison pellet will kill you. If you trust doctors. Psh.
The gamers, we're waiting for you. Come on, the gamer.
Yummy. Now let's see what everyone drank.
I didn't kill
Oh,
anyone.
good. You trusted your poor instincts. We're here.
So we only
When
have,
one player is left alive, we'll go to the final round.
so we have to go to the
Next
final round,
question.
guys.
What do you get when you mix tin and copper?
Come on, we got 2 alive. 45 gunner and body box. Jesus, whenever you want to choose.
Time's almost up.
I think Jesus is no longer playing with us.
Who picked this? It's time.
Okay, body box. You just have to
I
guess
hope you're good with
correctly.
instructions. Follow as many rules as you can before time runs out. Everyone else is playing too. If any of them correctly follow more rules than you, I will kill you.
Just follow the rules.
And it's already begun. The rules are on your device now. There's not a lot for me to do during this game. Guess I'll just stare out the window. Almost out of rules time.
Oh no, I
Outruled.
killed you! we'll try that. I'm trying to get where we beat this game. There's a way to act. There's actually a
Still
final,
alive.
like, level.
You know what that means. You've made it so far, but can you escape?
We actually
I'm
got
gonna pick
really
one
close there. We
category.
just needed Body Box not to
Punctuation
die.
marks. Tap each answer that fits the category and then press submit.
Or maybe we did. Maybe this is the final round. I don't know.
Let's see the right answers. You move forward one space for each correct answer.
But yeah, we'll try
You're
that, the
on your way to
blackened one.
escaping. Ah, but it's not just you. If a ghost catches up with you, they will steal your life force. Then they can
We gotta
escape
get
and win
around
the game.
people.
Here's everyone's next question. And ghosts get a third choice to help them catch up to you. Here comes the next question. Boy Scout merit badges. Time is almost up. The ghosts are catching up. Lyrics in Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
I love that song.
Don't fall behind. Here comes the darkness. Has webbed feet.
I'm gonna
You stole some yummy
live.
life force. Monogamous animals. Time is almost up.
Really, 45 gunner?
Another life force swap. Wrestlers from Netflix's Glow.
All the way to the win.
You are but shadows now. Actual seasons of Survivor.
Yeah, that one was the weird one. I was like, I don't think so. Scam's taking the
One last
lead.
trap. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need a perfect answer to this question. And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
And Scam took it. So I guess that might be the last level because he did say the next one was the last one. So, I don't know. Is the black one still here? I don't know if the black one's still here. Second place is not bad. Okay, let's back out. Black One sent me a private message to tell me that they're still here. So we're gonna actually do push the button, do the Black and One's request. So anyone who wants to play, you're gonna play all the way through. Don't join if you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna actually be able to finish this. There we go. Okay, I'm waiting for the blacker one to join. Wow, we're gonna have a huge crew. See if the black one wanted to actually join the stream or not. No. Ah, okay, cool. My icon help? What are you? Your icon's not too bad. We're gonna get started. The black one's among us. It's Gene, my nightmare. Oh yeah, that is Gene. But it's okay, Gene's
Sorry
always
to interrupt
there.
your cryosleep, but I thought it worth mentioning that I, your digital officer during emergencies, or Dottie, have detected an alien biorhythm on this ship. And just as I suspected, the aliens uploaded
You
a
better not
virus
be
which is slowly
AFK.
deleting my program. I'm available for guidance if you require.
Do you think we need tutorials? I think we'll go with tutorials.
I'm now initiating Security Protocol Tango Tango Cash, which is a series of tests designed to evaluate your humanity and reveal any aliens hiding amongst you. I have determined that 2 of you are secretly aliens. Please look at your device and confirm your identity. Your
Yay, I
device
know
can
who
tell
I
you if you're
am.
a human or an alien, but not the identities of your fellow players. Unfortunately, aliens will know who their compatriots are, so you'll be at a bit of a disadvantage, humans.
Did everyone confirm their identity? Is Body Block actually going AFK? Oh no, don't do that. I gave everyone a fair warning. Away from keyboard. Oh my gosh, I gave everyone a fair warning. Let me figure out how to exit this. We're gonna have to start up again. Body Blocks isn't gonna be allowed to play this right now. Sorry everyone. Okay, let's get this started. Let's get this on the road. Again, you're going AFK. Okay, Body Box. Okay, everyone, please realize this game farts if anyone goes AFK. Are we good now? Everyone's gonna stay for about like 15 minutes. I believe we're good. I'm gonna start this up again. Let's see if we can actually do this. We don't need a tutorial this time.
Sorry to interrupt your cryosleep, but I thought it worth mentioning that I, your digital officer during emergencies, or Dottie, have detected an alien biorhythm on this ship. And just as I suspected, the aliens uploaded a virus which is slowly deleting my program. I'm here to guide you through if you'd like.
Nope, we're skipping that tutorial. You're just gonna have to get with the
I have
game.
determined that 2 of you are secretly aliens. Please look at your device and confirm your identity. Your device can tell... By
Awesome.
my calculations,
15
you will
minutes,
have
everyone.
15 minutes before I cease to be. So I'd appreciate it if you could figure out who the aliens are, and then push the button. You will be our first captain.
Go, gamer.
Choose an
Find
available
those
room and your desired
aliens.
participants. You have entered the drawing quarters.
Draw your
Draw the prompt on your
responses.
device.
So they're drawing their responses, and what's going to happen is it's going to be revealed to us with what they were
If they're
prompted
dawdling with their
with.
doodling, hit the hurry up button.
And at the end of that, we're gonna judge how human their response was to the prompt. Yes, you only got 15 minutes. Too much time? You already know who the aliens are, I guess. Or you always can hit the hurry up button at the bottom left of your phone or screen or Jackbox device, whatever you're using, to make them have to hurry up their drawing. Bodybox mode. Okay, let's see these drawings.
Initializing. Humans got. Draw a historical figure. And now the participants' answers. Do any of these answers seem suspicious? And the
Uh-oh.
title of captain has been passed.
I guess we
Okay,
don't
let's get
agree
moving.
with
Pick another
your
room and test
drawing.
group. There's less than 13 minutes.
Bodybox has to choose what the next test is. Oh, I'm putting gamer and 45
Our
gunner.
first visit to the deliberation deck. Answer the question on your device. Humans were given this prompt. Your plane is going down and you have 1 extra parachute. You must save. Flight success.
I see a disagreement.
Next captain identified. Lucky you.
Jesus. It's your turn to determine the alien. Ew.
Writing test initiated.
I keep being ended up.
Write an answer to the prompt on your device. The prompt humans saw was... A country I would like to learn more about is... Okay, what can we harp on?
What? I'm not gonna like glitch there.
Next, Captain.
It's scam. Uh-oh.
This is the bioscanner. I hope you've chosen a team you can trust. Captain, I'm sending you the correct glyphs now.
Uh-oh, come on. Scam, you better be able to describe these well. Start typing out. Oh, come on, Scam, you gotta tell us. It looks like Scam's not gonna tell us. This is pointless, Scam. I think it's Scam the alien. Come on, guys, hurry this up so we can get time to actually find the alien. Hit the green button at the bottom left. Hurry this up so we can find the alien. Scam's wasting our time. Come on.
The test has failed. Okay, that was suspicious. Maybe test humans next time.
Hurry up, everyone, so that we can quickly find the alien.
Next, Captain, you're on the clock.
45 gunner, come on. There's a few people I would like to test. I have a couple of theories.
The captain would like to ponder some more. Keep an eye out for questionable positions. Here's the prompt humans should have received. Your pet sea lion has grown too big. For it to be happy, the place to release it is... Anything odd?
Everyone's just alibying everyone. Okay.
This virus is getting on my nerves. Let's figure this out.
Can I get
Next
a turn?
captain,
Yes,
please.
I got a turn. Awesome. Okay.
It seems one player has barely been tested. Is that a good idea?
I want this one. Okay, so we need you, you, and you.
The writing pod again. You've got it. Let's see if there's any weird responses.
Come on. Let's see what they give us. Okay, I think we're coming
Once you
down
think
to a
you figured it out,
decision.
don't be afraid to push that button. Let's see the human prompt. The best month to take a vacation is... And go. New captain selected.
Ah, it's one of you two. I just can't figure out. Okay, game, we'll get ready to type it all out in the description. It's not me. Stop guessing it's
Another crack at the
me.
bioscanner, huh? Think you'll do better this time? Captain, I'm sending you the correct glyphs now.
Come on, the gamer. We're trying to figure out who the alien is. I think the gamer was on my radar. We have 2 upside down F's and 3 dots. 2 upside down F's. Okay. Wait. 3 dots. Oh, this one. Okay, that's 1. 2 lines, 2 dots, 1 arc. 2 lines, 2 dots, 1 arc. Dang it!
The test has failed.
And I'm gonna push the button once we get out. I'll take the risk.
We're on the... Anybody feel like saving our bacon? Next captain, go, go, go! Welcome to the extraction room. Since you were the one to push the button, whom will you isolate? Since this is our first time here, you have 2 minutes to decide. Now the non-isolated members shall vote. Okay, time to vote.
I pushed the button!
The vote has to be unanimous. The vote has failed. All you can do is keep testing until you can all agree. Okay, next captain? Another chance to save the day. Whom will you isolate? You only get 1 minute, so act quickly. Okay, time to vote. The vote passed.
No! Oh! Oh! Jesus!
Shoot.
We got one of the aliens. Okay, so do we want to change games? Do this again? Yes, change. Okay. Okay. How about... What do you mean? Yes, that's what I was thinking. Dictionarium. I'm so glad some of you guys agree with me. Extended timers. Manual sensing. And subtitles, because you never know. Okay. Jesus is here. Battlejack Box is here. The Gamer's here. 45 Gunner's here. Lucifer is here. Lucifer and Jesus in the same room? Impossible. I think we're ready to begin, though.
Hi there! Welcome to the Dictionarium. It's a big factory for words, but the hours are good, the wages are fair, and we get 9 weeks off for Arbor
We'll
Day.
do a word game.
Check out this crew. Very nice. In the Dictionarium, you are in charge of defining and creating words. At the end of the game, you'll have worked together to create a whole new dictionary entry. But obviously, there is a winner. It's a game. Oh, P.S. Feel free to join the audience. Enter the room code to play along. Time to play. First up, I have selected a new word for you. Now write out the definition that fits this word. This word sprung fully formed from the skull of Zeus. If you can't think of words, just start with the letters that make you the happiest and let them hug.
Okay, I came up with my definition. We're about halfway there.
Let's see what we have.
A drunk punk. I drunk punk. To bounce off of. I like that one.
Voting time! Choose the definition that makes the most sense to you, or that makes the most joy to your world. And remember,
Oh,
there's a
it's
tie,
a
so
split.
this one wins.
Oh, a drunk punk.
Time to do it again for the other word. Vote for your favorite, my darling handkerchiefs. These definitions are like children. Pick your favorite.
I'll choose that one. I had to. Nope. We
And now
got
I
another
present
word.
the winning definition.
The gamer is loved.
Round 2. The Dictionarium is thirsty for a synonym. Now it's your turn. Make up a word that matches the definition on your device. This round is quick. Let's go!
So it's a synonym. Which, in case anyone's wondering what a synonym is, it is a word or phrase that means exactly or nearly to the same of another word or phrase.
The time is slipping away, so
Yeah, close enough.
let's check out these new words. Choose the word that best fits the definition.
uh, I don't like any of them.
And the winning synonym is... You get it. We're voting on the other one now. And the official synonym that is replacing our old word is...
Lucifer took the lead.
In round 3, you will use the word in a sentence. This is your last chance to add to the Dictionarium entry, so make it count. Think of a sentence that uses the new word and write it down on your device. Remember, we put punctuation at the end of a sentence so it doesn't explode.
Okay, so we have to create a word that uses this. Or we have to create a sentence with the word that uses this. Okay. Now we're going to remove the Oxford comma because that doesn't make sense.
Let's check out the sentences.
That's not how that works. There we go, that one works. Okay, cool.
Time to vote.
We're about halfway through. A little over halfway through.
Come on, vote
Uh-oh,
already.
come on.
And the winner is...
Okay. Ah, yeah, that's how you're actually supposed to use that word. There's
You've
only
done
one
well.
that actually makes
Now,
sense
we vote.
makes sense how the word's supposed to be used. I'm gonna even give it a heart because it was so good. It was exactly how that word's supposed to be used. Because it's the act of finding and not the act of searching.
Come on, vote already.
Okay, somebody needs to vote. No!
And the most favorite
The
sentence
gamer
is-
had it right!
What a terrific entry in the dictionary.
That one
You
isn't
should be
too
proud.
bad.
This is going straight into the Dictionarium archives. Thank you. And now let's see the winner.
Like, that's the thing I don't like about this game, is you have to know words well enough to actually make a good dictionary out of this.
You are welcome back.
Congratulations,
anytime.
Jesus.
Haba. I just found a new word tugging on my caprice.
Because now, if we go back and go to the archive, we can actually check these. Oh, I can delete them individually. Cool. So, alcohol punk is fine, or prunk doesn't matter. Doesn't mind it. Fundamency, I don't like the sentence it's derived from, but fine. So you can. That's the cool thing about this game, is you take long enough, you can compile a dictionary together. So if you go want, we could do that again. Or we could do a different game. It's up to you guys. Change, okay, we'll change. We could try role models, but that doesn't work too well unless you know everyone. Or we could try it. We could try a joke boat as well, but that's a little longer of a game. Or we could switch completely different games and try a different one. Joke boat? Okay, we'll try joke boat. If it doesn't go well this time, I'm not doing joke boat again because it doesn't seem to entertain as well as I was hoping. But we'll try. Family friendly. Mirror sensing, software controller, subtitles. There we go. That should be good to go.
Welcome aboard. I'm Chuck Hull, your captain and host for the evening.
That's
Go
a
ahead,
room
Simon.
code, though. I love the room code.
Quick, before the ship leaves the dock.
Anyone else joining?
Quick, before the ship leaves the dock.
I don't see anyone else rushing to go, so I think it's just gonna be the three of us.
Gather round, comedians. Here's tonight's itinerary. We're gonna write some jokes and then test them out on stage. But first things first, it's brainstorming time. Before we jump into the jokes, let's do a little writing exercise to get inspired. On your device, you'll be prompted to write various topics like animals, people, or objects. Fill in whatever you think has a lot of comedic potential. If another player uses one of your topics in a winning joke, you'll get some bonus points. Generate as many as you can. You have 45 seconds, starting now.
Start up.
This writing exercise is ending soon. Now it's time to write some bits for tonight's competition. Follow the steps on your device to construct 2 jokes.
Okay.
How about it, folks? A big round of applause for that hip-hop group, Nautical by Nature. Now, let's switch gears to some comedy. Let's welcome our first comedian to the stage.
Body blocks. I was so old I remember when Roy was punching the line, because this is the punchline. What's the difference between most people and bodybuilders? One desires to make the most out of their lives.
Which comedian told a better joke? Vote now.
Ooh, a split.
A round of applause for our next comedian.
There you go. I want to open a store that only sells receipts and call it past sales. .45 gunner. Marriage is a lot like pencils. Too sharp and it breaks.
Vote for the joke you liked the best.
Oh, no boats.
Let's keep things going for the next comic.
Oh yes, that's why I'm glad the game spelled it for me. 45 Gunners, you're up. Why did the plane cross the road? To take off a Yahusto. Butterbox, you up?
Don't forget your catchphrase.
My doctor said I have a bad case of the scooters because I fell and was punched by Roy on the punchline. Another split!
Time to check the scoreboard. Oh, this is shaping up to be a hot night of hoots and ha-has.
Everyone wants to join the audience, just type in the room code, the 3 I's and then a 0.
Now that you have your sea legs, it's time to write some more jokes. I hope you're not sick of seeing these performers, because here they are again.
Okay, 45 gun. My family is like Sorlegna because he is a ha 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 ha. Have you ever tried talismaning? That's when you craft talisman in the wild.
Which comedian won that face-off?
Oh yes, that was my poor joke. I was not expecting to win that one. That was my poor of all the
And
jokes.
some credit to you. Let's keep this joke boat moving and welcome our next comic to the stage.
I'm so dumb, I thought old timers were a type of watch you could buy, and I learned that when I asked to buy one. I spelled buy wrong. But hey. Body box, it's your turn. Yes, I know I spelled it wrong. Have you ever noticed how Saturdays are just a fancy version of Casual Fridays?
Nice job, you two. Judges, what do you think? And a tip of the hat to you. Keep that applause going for our next comedian.
I feel like I liked mine. I feel like that's a common thing to fear. It'd be bad if you went the other way. I like my friends like I like my podcasts. Quiet and boring. $45 Gunner. My grandma said the best thing about rainy days is it rains.
Who
See
is
where
currently
everyone
winning
ended
comedy?
up.
Let's see. Oh, look. Some of you are achieving comedy. Well, we're sinking again. There's no time to write jokes from scratch. So, here's the plan. Let's rewrite another comics joke. You'll use the same setup, but we'll attempt to write a funnier punchline. The better the original joke did, the more points you'll earn for beating it. Can you steal the spotlight before the boat sinks? Let's find out.
Okay, Body Box.
The real tragedy would be not finishing the show. So let's bring back our comics.
Okay, Body Blocks. My family is like Sorlegna. Because he is a funny, not ha ha ha, that doesn't make sense to be honest.
Which punchline is better?
Excuse me. I'm so dumb I thought old timers were a term from the old days.
Vote for your favorite punchline. Woof. Tough crowd.
I like my friends like I like my podcasts. Informational and able to silence them at my will.
I can only take one of you to safety, and obviously it should be the funniest person.
Okay, and we're done with that game. Again, it's not a bad game. It's just it takes so much longer than I think it needs to. So, don't die. You're not gonna die. I'll come back and save you guys. Welcome back to Gamer. I'll let you all decide. The only issue with role models is it's something you have to know people about. I'm willing to try it out if you guys are willing to, but it's one of those, like, it's better if you're in a group of people you know. If not, we can choose one of the other games. You want to try to do Trivia Mortar Party again? Everyone's on board with that? Okay, I'm gonna go into it and see what happens. No one seems to be speaking, so let's at least see what happens. Is all my settings saved? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, we'll do Trivia Mortar Party and then we'll try a roll. Or end with roll. Is 45 Gunner here? Did 45 Gunner suggest something and then leave? Nope, they're there. Cool. I think that's everyone here, so I think we're gonna start right up. I think we all know the tutorial, so...
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. This isn't an ice cream lovers convention after all, but a game of dire consequences. Only one of you will survive. The rest of you will die. Was that clear? I'm trying to be a better communicator. Alright, first question. What was the name of Oedipus Rex's mom? Use your device to answer the question. And the correct answer is... Who got the question right? Everyone is wrong. Follow me. Welcome to room 105. Let's use one of my cousin Aloysius's old stage props. Pick a space inside the box to hide.
This is a first that
I'm not sure if there's oxygen, so try shallow breathing.
I've never had it where all of us are going to die.
Now I'll close my eyes and just randomly whack this sword in there. Say, entrails. Aw, I hate misdirection.
We were all close.
Here's where I keep everybody's scores. I hope you like it. Let's try another one.
I wonder if you could get really good at the mini
Which of the
games and
following
just
words
win
was
that.
accidentally included in Webster's dictionary for years, despite it not being a real word?
Oh, I know a few of these. Yep, I know this one.
Who picked this?
Aw, 45. Gunnar, you need to know
Which
you're
means
not
only you.
rewards.
Come with me. Welcome to room 217. Ah, the lost art of letter writing.
Oh, good luck, 45
I'm
Gunnar.
going to dictate a message to you. Write down as much of what I say as you can. Everyone else will be typing too. And if anyone does a better job than you, you die. Okay, let me lean back in this chair and get my feet up. And we begin. Dear local joggers, if you are tired of discovering horrible crimes during your early morning runs, I recommend you avoid the path next to Davis Woods. I know you are trying to get in shape and cannot waste time being interviewed by detectives. Time's up. Now let me just see what we have here with a quick... And here's how you did. But did anyone do better than you? You got outperformed.
Oh, 45
I'd seem like a
Gunnar.
maniac if I sent this letter. Surprise! Okay, so don't freak out. But you're a ghost now. Keep playing and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game. Let's keep moving. Confession, puppets kind of creep me out. What sick, twisted woman named her lamb best friend, Lamb Chop?
I don't recall this.
This,
Nope. Apparently you guys know it.
which leaves only you. It's time. It's the classic game, Chalices. I've given each safe player a poison pellet. Pick a chalice to drop your poison in. Now it's your turn to play. Pick a chalice to drink from. Slurp, slurp. Now let's see what you drink.
Dang it!
Now that's what I call a poisoning.
That was my second guess. I was gonna go with the other one, the green chalice. The game will.
We're here. The final round is close. Next question. What's the name of the economic union comprised of Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands?
Taking a wild guess out there. 45 Gunnar, it's yours.
Who picked this?
That was a wild guess.
One of you is still alive. I want to show you something. There's nothing more fun than fogged up mirrors. Oh, hey, look! The ghost of my Aunt Mildred is writing on this mirror. She has her own consistent handwriting. Now, Aunt Mildred is going to write a different word. But so will everyone else. Draw a word on the mirror, and maybe you'll trick someone into thinking it's Aunt Mildred's. Go ahead and start writing. Watch closely. One of these new words will be a word written by Aunt Mildred's ghost. So many convincing words to choose from. Now, type the word that Aunt Mildred wrote, or you die. Would the real Aunt Mildred please stand up? Aw, you got it. Stupid mirror game. Unbelievable.
That's much better when it's,
Only one of you is still alive.
what's the word? It's,
You know what that means.
just you by yourself because he writes it and he can get closer to the
Congrats
style.
on making it here alive. But can you escape?
Stop rolling off, pencil.
I'm going to give you a category. Killer surprise categories. Tap each answer that fits the category and then press submit. Let's see the right answers. You advance 1 space for every correct answer. You're on your way to escaping. Plot twist, all the ghosts get to play too. If a ghost catches you, they'll steal your life force. Then they can try to escape and win the game. Here's everyone's next question. And ghosts get a third choice to help them catch up to you. Here come the ghosts.
That's actually a game I don't recall. It's been a long
Gilbert
time since I've done
Brands.
it. Or a long time since I've played it.
Time is... The Greek Muses. Time is almost up.
Oh, wow.
Don't look back because there's a ghost right there. Don't fall behind. Here comes the darkness. 10-letter words. I'm going too easy on you. Moving on. Geometric angles. You stole some
Five
yummy
gunner.
life force. Has an ectoskeleton. Another life swap. Major greenhouse gases. Time is almost up.
I'm just swapping.
Fortnite skins.
Oh my god. I have no clue other than that.
Let's just call
45
that
Gunner apparently knows.
Die by beheading.
I know who died by beheading.
Another life force swap. Not so fast. If you want to break through that barrier, you'll need a perfect answer to this question. And that includes the third answer choice now, too.
Nope. Messed that one up.
You have to get all the right answers to escape. Books over 1,000 pages.
I only know one, so.
Time is almost up.
Woo! The one I knew wasn't even on the list, so. The game was died by a stolen life force, and 45 Gunno has a low words per minute. So we're gonna try to do what's the game now? Role models. Okay. I was like, role play? That's not it. Okay. Extended timers. Family friendly. There we go.
You must be the guinea pigs I ordered. Sign in with the room code and make sure to snap a selfie or draw yourself for our records.
Just check how many people had to be here. Trying to see how many players are needed. Up there we go. 3. We need one more player. If we can get one more person, we can do this. Yes, the game was running. I mean, I can artificially add another player. I guess I'll artificially add another player. Oh no, it didn't actually artificially add one. Oh, that sucks. It detects who I am. Well, I guess we're gonna go back somewhere else then, because I don't think no one's gonna join to help us, so. Oopsie.
Ah, fresh lab.
Now. So, we want to do Dictionarium, press the button. We only have two, so really you got like Trivia Mortal Party. Joke Boat killed it, and I guess Dictionarium killed it as well. So I guess we'll do some Trivia Mortal Party until people come back if you're willing to. Yeah, you can play Trivia Mortal Party. You only need one to play Trivia Mortal Party. That's fine. This should theoretically be the last game of the night anyways, because I end this at 8, so.
The local residents familiar with the abandoned building's history know it simply as
This is your wake-up call. Prepare to die. Welcome to Trivia Murder Party. I flooded the roads myself to strand you here in a fight for your life. Only one of you will survive. Also, if you have any feedback on the hotel side of things, please pull me aside during the game. I'm all ears. Okay, first question. According to People magazine, which of the following was the first giant balloon to appear in the 1927 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Use your device to answer the question. And the correct answer is... Who got the question right?
I almost thought I got
Which leads
stumped,
only
and
you.
I was like, wait,
Follow
I'm
me.
pretty sure that's what I thought it was, or what I would think it
Welcome
was,
to
but then
Room
I got
101.
it revealed to me one day.
I hope you're good with instructions. Follow as many rules as you can before time runs out. I'm letting the safe player play too. And if they correctly follow more rules than you, I will kill you. Go! Most of the exciting stuff is happening on the controllers right now. So, you know. Almost out of rules time. You got outruled.
Oh, you just need to learn to follow the rules better.
Don't freak out. But you're a ghost now. Keep playing and you just might steal someone else's life force and win the game. Let's try another one. According to my dad, you'd be the first loser, but... If you have the second highest rank in your graduating class, what's your official title?
I know that one. I had a friend who was that.
Who picked this? Aw, crap. Let's keep moving. How many cups are in 1.5 quarts? And don't ask Alexa. Who picked this?
G-Man for the win!
Only a ghost got it wrong. Well, that's no fun. Let's try another one. Pick the Nicholas Sparks book where both romantic partners survive. Who picked this?
Dang it! It was my second guess.
Which leaves only you. I want to show you something. Welcome to room 237. It's the mind meld. Type in an answer that fits this category. Everyone else will answer too. And if anyone matches you, you die. Write your answers now.
Oh, sins. I thought it was
Now,
dwarves.
let's see if there are any matches. Well, I guess mind reading doesn't exist after all.
I was trying
Can I
to
say that out
spell
loud?
one of the 7 dwarves of Snow White.
When I was a kid, this elevator was operated by a kindly old man named Stan. Great guy. Almost makes me wish I didn't push him down that empty shaft. Let's keep moving. What type of rock is chalk? Who picked this?
I know my rock.
Lucky guesses. Let's try another one. Which of these space rocks could you trip over because it actually lands on the ground?
I know my rocks.
Who picked this? I'll have to kill my writers. Let's keep moving. If I wanted to push you off the top of a tower, purely hypothetical, which of these would provide the longest fall?
I don't know, it's one of the 2.
This.
Dang it, it was the other one.
Which leaves only you. It's time. It's time for some pegging. Okay, now that I've said that out loud, it does sound weird. You're going to drop down this board and try to avoid the death zones. Someone needs to pick which slots are death zones. Hey, you! Pick the landing slots that kill.
Ooh.
Okay. Let the games begin. It's like you don't know if they're going right or left, but you know they're going down.
No!
Give it up for the death zone.
But I think we get to redo.
You're all dead already? What the heck, guys? Did we just go back in time? That's crazy. Try to stay alive a little longer this time, huh? It's time for the next question. Sorry this one is super easy, but... Who wrote my favorite quadrilogy about female friendships in Naples, Italy?
I have no clue.
Who picked this? Way too easy. Let's try another one. How many soccer players are on the field at one time? Who picked this?
Oh my gosh.
Everyone is wrong. Time for consequences. Math! It's back, baby! Do as much math as you can before time runs out. Your nemesis will be doing math too. If they do better than you, you die. Let's go! So Americans say math, but the British say maths. That's weird, right? No pressure, but time's almost up. You're just lucky I didn't make you do algebra. Only one of you is still alive.
I am making bank
Know what
here.
that means. Glad to see you're the one to make it here alive, but will you be the one to escape? I'm going to give you a category. Actors in Sharknado 1 through 5. Tap each answer that fits the category, and then let's see the right answers. You advance 1 space for every correct answer. You're on your way to escaping. But wait, there's more. If a ghost catches up with you, they will steal your life force. Then they can escape and win the game. Here's everyone's next question. And ghosts get a third choice to help them catch up to you. Oreo cookies. Time is almost... Movies about time travel. Don't look behind you. Are you afraid of the dark?
I'm not.
Egyptian gods and goddesses. Ugh, I gotta get some harder questions. Next question. Practices of the Buddhist Eightfold Path. Time is almost up. Walking Dead characters. Don't look back because there's a ghost right there. Honda vehicles. Not what I had in mind. One last trap. You need a perfect answer for your final escape. And that includes the third answer choice now, too. stole some yummy
45 Gunner might
life
have
force.
stolen it from me.
Numbers that divide into 54. Time is almost up. You have to get all the right answers to escape. Another Life Force swap. Countries bordering the Indian Ocean. Born in South Africa.
Dang!
If you were trying to get it wrong, you nailed it.
And I'm
More of the
dead.
shadows now.
Go, 45 Gunner!
Squash.
Acorn I know is one. I don't know if Crook Nectar is or not. Yay! At the very last second. Chased down by a ghost. I had more money though. I had more money. Well, I think this is going to be the end of the stream tonight. So I hope everyone has a great rest of this upcoming week. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye bye.